Some curfews in place across the country with demonstrators and activists causing chaos with violent protests against ICE raids. Joining us now to discuss this and more is President of the National Border Patrol Council, Paul Perez. Paul, great to have you on this morning. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
What began in LA clearly spreading across the country now. How does this complicate operations even more for border and ICE agents?
Well, what it does is it takes us off being able to do strictly the enforcement arrests that our agents and officers were engaged in. Now we have to go into force protection mode and protect our officers, our agents, and our buildings. So this is something that is completely unnecessary, but the Democrats are allowing it to happen in these blue cities and states, and it's something that President Trump is not going to tolerate.
How are your officers right now? What's the morale like?
The morale on the front lines is great. It's the highest that it's ever been. Under the Biden administration, it was the lowest that I've ever seen in the 28 years that I've been with the agency. And under President Trump, it's the highest it's ever been, and it's only been a few months.
Yeah. Why do you think it took the LA mayor so long to implement a curfew in LA? And what is your message to Mayor Karen Bass and Governor Gavin Newsom?
It's complete dishonesty. Anyone who refuses to condemn the violence, the rioting that's going on, these protests are everything but peaceful. And so I think it's purely politics. There's no other reason for them to look at what's going on and refuse to condemn it and refuse to act. The federal government under President Trump's leadership stepped up because we are not going to allow the chaos that happened under the previous administrations when they allowed the cities to burn. We're not going to have that on our watch.
A federal judge is going to hold a hearing today on Governor Gavin Newsom's request to block the Trump administration from using the National Guard and the Marines to assist with security and protecting your agents and also residents there in Los Angeles. How do you see this playing out?
I mean, if they look at the facts, if they take politics out of it, we've seen a lot of judicial activism. If they look at purely the facts and what's going on the streets, it should be an easy win for the Trump administration.
How so?
Well, I mean, you know, the chaos, everything that's going on, the violence against our officers and agents, the Molotov cocktails, you know, spitting, hitting, everything they can, the rocks that they've been throwing at our vehicles and our agents and officers. Local law enforcement, state law enforcement, federal law enforcement's all been engaged. And it's something that if they take a look at exactly what's going on, there should be no injunction, there should be no stays, there should be only the ability for the Trump administration to continue protecting American cities.
In fact, President Trump has already said, you know, there's going to be more immigration raids and that any more violent demonstrations will be met with more troops, more law enforcement. How would you advise the president on how to keep your agents safe?
Number one, don't back down. We cannot allow chaos and lawlessness. This would only incentivize and encourage future protesters to do the same thing. We cannot reward bad behavior by backing down. So we need to stay the course and make sure that our officers and agents are protected while they're doing the job of enforcing the law that Congress put into place.
And what kind of intel do you guys have right now as to who some of these protesters are? We keep hearing, you know, there are some groups that are involved that are getting paid by certain organizations, that they're professional protesters, that they are being told to be confrontational with police and cause violence and cause chaos. What are you hearing?
There's no doubt, and even Democrats will say it. There are these professional agitators that show up at all of these protests and create chaos. They're doing it for certain organizations that have no other, nothing else to do but try to make chaos and anarchy in the streets. So we know that they're being paid. We know that these are agitators. We know that they're coming out and doing these things and riling up everybody else. So we're going to take them down as well. This isn't going to stand in under President Trump's term. It's not going to happen.
All right, President of the National Border Patrol Council, Paul Perez, great to have you. Hopefully you and your guys stay safe. Thanks so much for joining us.
Appreciate it.